Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. So today is Sunday, as you know, as you can tell, and we are back, and I am excited. This is our team training and coaching call that we do every week for Millionaire Mindset Group. Really the best place, in my opinion, that I've found that, we take all the BS out of marketing and really just give you step-by-step plans to follow to be able to ensure your success online. The only thing you have to do is really just dive in, follow the plan, stick to the plan, and just take action daily. So with that being said, today's agenda, we're going to be talking about a couple things. So inside of our cryptocurrency blitz system, we have some of the hottest and most successful Bitcoin and cryptocurrency programs that are currently on the market. Now, with that being said, we like to obviously test anything that's inside of our system first before we release it to the public. And the reason for that is we want to make sure that it's legit. We want to make sure that they're going to pay out. We want to make sure that all the functionality of a business or a system that they're claiming or any work that they claim to be doing, that is also legit. So we kind of take the brunt of that and kind of clear the path per se with a lot of businesses and programs as they get released. And then once we have a little bit of test marketing done and that their system works properly, then we usually build a system around it and then release it to the team. So that way we can say, hey, look, we've already done this, this, and this. It works. They're paying out. It converts really well. And then that way it makes it easier for anybody else that's either doesn't have the experience or doesn't have the know-how to really be able to have duplication, because duplication is really where it's all about. But one of the most powerful parts about our cryptocurrency blitz system is that you don't have to be a team builder. You don't have to recruit anybody. If you want just passive income, we have at least 3 programs within our system, within just that part of the system, that you can earn passively and you don't have to tell a soul about it. But if you're anything like me, if I'm starting to make really good money from passive income to where, passive and residual income is where you're going to start to get that financial freedom, where you don't have to be tied to a computer or a job or a business, and you have your money working for you, growing your money is making more money per se. So whenever you can have something like that, why would you not want to tell other people about it? Because then that helps them get out of the rat race. That helps them get out of a job that they might hate. And that helps them also achieve financial freedom to where they can start to live life. Because at the end of the day, we were meant to do more than just go to work and pay bills. But hey, Lance, I went ahead and muted you out, buddy. All right. So with that being said, today we have a special guest, Susan Modesta, and she has been absolutely killing it with one of the programs inside of our system, Cryp Trade Capital. And she is going to take over for a minute and really just go through the opportunity. And I'm actually going to be sharing my screen while she's talking. But Susan, go ahead and come on out and introduce yourself.
All right, I'm here.
About yourself.
Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for having me. And I'm really excited about the whole complete freedom system for all the reasons that you mentioned. But this particular part really excites me for a number of reasons. And I'm glad that I'm going to get to share that with you today. It's exactly like you said. The first thing I look for whenever I'm deciding on a company is 2 things: proof of ownership, people who are willing to come forward and say that they are responsible for the deal, the program, and somebody that you could go to, ask questions, and hold accountable. That's probably the first thing I look for. And then I look for proof of the product or service. And so with Cryp Trade Capital, that was what attracted me initially, was that we had the proof of the trading that was going on, the crypto trading. And anything cryptocurrency right now, I am excited and all for it. But I have to look for that proof. And, and if I see something that has these really incredible sounding returns, then that makes me wary, because if the math doesn't fit, I don't think it's legit. That's kind of the way that I think about that. And the math has to fit. And so they were transparent with their numbers and with their trading and how they do things. So that made me, of course, take a closer look. It made me even consider it. But then even more specifically, why I'm excited about Cryp Trade is because unlike a lot of companies online, they are actually expanding their physical presence. Right now, they just spent like, I think, a couple million. I don't know the exact number offhand. I want to say it was in the maybe over 10 million that they spent on ATMs. And they're also opening up 20 to 25 corporate offices around the world. And mainly at this point, it seems to be concentrated in Europe. But that's because this company is based in Spain. So it just makes sense that it's opening up there. But it is really open to anybody, anywhere. And in every one of those corporate offices, they plan to put some of those ATMs. Those ATMs are just waiting to be placed. And then they have a corporate development program. That's for the average person who gets a hold of this and thinks that they want to expand and have a physical location. And, while that is not my deal, because I don't want to be tied to an office, it's an awesome opportunity for somebody who does want that kind of thing. And I have a team member of mine who is planning to do that. And he has the volume and everything. So he is planning to do that. And maybe touch on that when we're doing the screen share, kind of show where people can find more information about that. If that's your thing to do, you'll be able to find more information about it. But the fact that they are actually laying down some physical roots was huge to me, because that told me that if people made their investments with a company like this, they could expect the company to be around for quite some time, and they can certainly find who they need to be able to, to make sure that everything is safe and on the up and up. So those were some of the things that I was very excited about. The other thing is how they do their trading. They have 11 traders worldwide, actual people that are doing the trading, but they also use the automated predictive software that a lot of companies use, or a lot of I've seen it mostly with like Forex, foreign exchange. Like, there's I won't name the program, but there is a very popular Forex program trading, and they make you pay every month to have access to that software, to that predictive software. With Cryp Trade, you don't pay for any of that, but you also get the use of that. So actually, I think at this point, if you could go into your Cryp Trade Capital, I'm going to be really using the top, all the links up there, the news and all of that. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to continue talking. In fact, anybody who is in cryptocurrency or following the Complete Freedom Plan, any parts of it, I would suggest that you go ahead and get with your sponsor and register, because when you register, Cryp Trade Capital is completely free, but that will give you a chance to go in and really look around, get all the information you need, do your due diligence. But everything is there laid out for you. So, and again, it's free to register. So on the very top, I think,
Susan, can you see my screen?
I can see it, yes. And I don't think you have to log in to access any of this either. You can, if you would start with news, we'll kind of go. If you have to log in, I'll tell you, but I think most of it it's just that transparent. That's the other thing I like about it. So the news, this is something that I would, advise anybody looking at this company to read through, because they put in all of their news, anything that's happening specifically to the company as well as trading. So, if you click on the trading button, you'll see, what's been happening. They give you like reports for every 15 days, I believe it is. They give you trading reports. Again, there's that transparency that I like. And I'm using my mobile, by the way, so everything is really small for me. But the next one is general news. So that one is, anything about the company. You can see when they were registered in Spain as a business. Before that, I believe they were registered in Portugal as a business. The technical news and promotional news. So you can see everything going on with the company. This is one of the first places that you can go to do your research. And then once you're in the company, just to be kept abreast of what's going on, easy place to find that. And then on the other tab, the About Us tab, which is on the top again. This is another thing that you don't see with a lot of companies. They actually scan in their registration documents that they are required to file in Spain, and in Europe. Now, they might look a little bit different than what you would expect for the United States. I really don't know. But that's because they're following the laws and rules and everything from over there. But again, you know, a lot of companies are not quite as transparent. And all the way at the bottom, you know, you can see where it's probably very small unless, well, to me it is, where you see documents and terms and conditions, privacy policies. I would encourage people to go through all of those. The documents, if you click on that, you can see how many different languages that you have material available to you in. So if you're exploring and these are any of your languages, or anybody on your team who's exploring, you can direct them to these documents and they can read it in their language. And there's a full presentation for you to be able to show your people. But again, there are the documents, banners, gift banners, you know, things to help us with promotion. So we have a lot of tools at our disposal, but also, again, even if we're not in the company yet, these are all here for us to look at. Because Jake, you're not even logged in, right? Is that correct?
I actually am logged in. I can log out to show.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's all right. Because again, it's a free registration. So yeah. I think anybody who's considering cryptocurrency trading in general needs to go ahead and register for free, and then they'll be able to look around and see all of these things and do their investigation. But, you know, the other thing that I like with this, and I can't overstate this, is the fact that with this particular opportunity, I can go so far as to say that it's impossible not to earn here. Because you have both the passive opportunity and a more active opportunity. It's kind of like what Jake was talking about before, but this can be truly passive. So there are some people on my team who have other thriving businesses that they have to put, you know, most of their energy into, and you know, they're only, you know, one person. They might start outsourcing some things and building a team, but most people, they're starting off their businesses and they kind of just do everything with their businesses. So, you know, time becomes a factor. So yes, they see the opportunity with cryptocurrency. They know they want to be a part of it, but they don't have a lot of time to dedicate to it. So they can be passive investors. And this is literally passive. And I always get that question, okay, if it's passive, why do you recruit people? Why do you tell people about it? Because there's also an opportunity to make even more money if you tell people about it on a commission basis. But for now, I'm going to start talking in terms of investment. So if you would on the top click investing, okay. And so that's going to go through all the different steps. You know, you would have done the free registration, hopefully, by the time that you're going through all of this. And the next step would be for you to transfer investment funds so that the professional traders can start doing all the work for you with no additional costs other than the cost of your investment. That's the other thing I have to keep bringing us back to, so that we can keep that in the foreground of our mind, is that there is no cost to this opportunity except for your actual investment, for which you'll be getting returns. And then, you know, the trading, and you'll be able to see your profit. Your profit you can see literally every day under transactions for your investments. So if you would scroll down a little bit further, I'm going to talk about the type of investments. And so there's really 3 different ways to invest, of 3 different types of investment with Cryp Trade Capital. The first one is called the standard. And I like this little tool because you can kind of slide it, toggle it, however you want to say that, and you can get an idea of what your returns are going to be. Exactly. So let's say, for example, that you have $1,000 that you're going to invest. Well, first of all, the standard goes anywhere from $50 investments. So literally anybody can afford that. And if a person's in a position where they know that they want to get started in cryptocurrency because of the direction that things are taking, but they don't have much money, and you know, some of them tell me, I kind of want to build up until I can do a bigger investment. My advice to you would be to go ahead and start at the $50 if that's the only place you can start, and let it start building money for you, and then, or Bitcoin for you, and then you can turn around and reinvest those funds. And that's thinking more like an investor. Okay. So I wouldn't recommend sitting out and waiting for money to multiply somewhere else. when it could be multiplying here. Okay. So, but let's say, for example, that you are in the standard area and you have $1,000 to invest. So you can see right there that you're going to be making $5.90 a day passively. This is with you just making the investment and setting it and forgetting it. So after a year, your return is going to be $2,153. Now, there's no place that you can put $1,000 to save somewhere, no bank, where you're going to be able to more than double your investment in a year of $1,000. So again, when you think about it more in terms of an investor's perspective, have it sit there, do nothing, or have it sit here and start multiplying in value. It with the values continuing to go up in Bitcoin. That's the thing that those of us in cryptocurrency always keep in the back of our mind. Now, the next level up is the mega, and that goes from 5,000 to 9,999, so just short of 10,000. And so you can, if that's the investment range that you're in, you can play around with that slider there and you can get an idea of what your returns are going to be. So yeah, Jake has it on 5,000 right now. So you can see after a year, that $5,000 investment is going to turn into 14,417. And so, I mean, that to me is incredible from a passive perspective. And this is with you not telling a soul that you are doing this. This is you just letting your money go to work for you. And the highest level is the VIP, and that goes from 10,000 to 20,000. There are some people who want to invest more than 20,000. In that case, you would take a VIP and then maybe a mega, or whatever combination equals the amount of the investment that you want to make. But with the VIP at 10,000, you're basically going to be making all of your investment back after 90 days. And to me, that's incredible. And when you look at what you can make in a year, I'm sorry, I'm trying to look behind my screen. If you can, look at what you make in a year, it's 36,000 off of a 10,000 investment. So you've more than tripled your investment. Again, completely passively, doing nothing but putting it in there. Okay. And you can choose any one of those, and you can choose multiple. So as you take maybe your investment returns and you reinvest them, you can have multiple investments working for you at the same time. Now, if you're also more like Jake and I, and you say, okay, this is an awesome thing, and why wouldn't I, first of all, tell more people about it, since I think it's an awesome thing. It just makes sense for me to tell more people. But then also, there's a secondary income opportunity here by becoming what Cryp Trade considers a partner. And that's the other thing. Let me step back for a minute. My impression of Cryp Trade Capital is that they are first and foremost an investment company, which if you have been in MLM spaces or direct marketing of any sort, you know that you always want the product to be at the forefront. You want that to be the push of the company, because that is what really makes a company sound in legally, and morally, when it's actually the product that is, or service that is in the forefront. So Cryp Trade Capital appears to me to be, first of all, an investment company. So a lot of what you're seeing when you look in the back office, a lot of the news and all of that are going to be geared towards investment. Very little that is going to be geared towards pushing the actual partnership program, but they have a very strong partnership program. So if you can scroll down, Jake, to Are You a Leader and read more, and just click on that. And now you can see the career statuses or ladder. And at this point, I have achieved the senior agent, and I'm I would say more than a third of the way to managing agent. So I'm pushing for that and looking forward to that, because they have a great bonus structure as well. But most people are going to come in, depending on where you're invested. But most people are going to be investors when they first start off. Then, you can see how you work up and what percentages at your first level. The people that you personally invite, you get 7% commission on whatever their investment is. As you move up the ranks and you become an agent, now you've opened up the second level, and you're going to get 7% on everybody on your first level, as well as 5% on the second level, and so on. So you can go through that entire ladder, and you can see where your goals are and what you can be moving up toward just by inviting people to this. And just by, sharing this opportunity, which is, again, why it is that people like Jake and I look at this and we say that it is worth inviting people, because we, first of all, believe in the company and in the service, as well as the secondary option to be making money. Now, I know that last week, and probably in other trainings that Jake has had, he's talked about the power lead system. So if this is something that you're considering, I highly suggest that you take a look at some of the funnels that we are using. The Complete Freedom funnel is one of them that you guys have probably talked about, is built in the power lead system. But we also have some very strong funnels that are geared towards helping us promote Cryp Trade Capital as well. So that even if you're one of those people who have other thriving businesses and you just want to be able to, put some traffic towards this, we do have some tools available to you. And some share codes that are available to you as well. So, and Jake, if you would go over to the FAQs. I think that this is something that everybody should look at. And this one you do not have to log in for. So even if you're not registered, you can take a look at this, because this really answers so many questions that people will have as they're doing their research. It talks about the registration of the company. Of the company. It has some information about the company, but your registration, how to do it, and all of that. What payment systems they use, what currencies are used, and to invest in this, you really need to be investing using the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin or Ethereum, just like probably a lot of the others that we talk about. Security, and if you scroll down, there's the affiliate program right there. And so that is like a quick shot of what I was explaining before that can really help you understand how you get paid in this company, what the commissions are at every level, and how you can work towards going up your status levels. And as you start building a team, some of it's going to be based on your team turnover, and some of it's going to be based on your own. So you can sort of just read through that. The person that I personally know that has the highest status is currently at the Rubin status, and his biggest partner earnings, I believe, was about $72,000 after getting that $30,000 bonus from hitting the Rubin status. $30,000 bonus for just hitting that status. And again, that wasn't from just his efforts. That was at that point a team that he had built. So building a team in Cryp Trade Capital is absolutely worth it. But in the event that that's not something that you can do right now just because of time or focus or effort, it still makes sense to start putting your money to work for you. And I just have a lot of confidence in this company. And I just expect them to be expanding a little bit more. As far as that corporate program, if anybody wanted to kind of look into that, let me see if I remember where that is found. There's a link for corporate. There's a link in here that just says corporate program.
Is it in the FAQ section?
It might be.
Nope.
Well, in documents. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Let me see if it's in documents. You know what? I think that while I'll look around in here, and while you're talking about your end of things, I am going to find where the corporate program is, just in case somebody wants to look into that. Like I said, it's not my specific deal, because I don't really want to be tied to an office, but to each their own. And you can imagine the volume that's going to come out of having an office. And, I'm really hoping that my team member does open up that office. Like I said, there is that interest. And so I can certainly keep people posted on how that's going once he does open that up. If he does, actually, it's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia.
Ooh,
So
that's
that's where that's where he's located. So, and so maybe that's something that I should also kind of connect you guys in the event that he does that, because then as you are inviting people, maybe they can go out and check out the office and all of that, if they want to see a physical office. But if you guys have any questions about that, I don't know, Jake, if you leave your questions until after you do your presentation, or if you want me to answer any questions right now, or how you'd like to do that.
Yeah, well, we're on right now. If anybody that's on the call live, if you guys have any questions directly related to this, go ahead and unmute yourself and come on out, and Susan will be more than happy to answer them, or I'll help out if she can. I think we're good on that. So
Okay.
if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and take over for a second, but I'm going to come back to you with a couple questions and just to get your response.
Okay, sounds good.
So just to touch a little bit more on what Susan was talking about, and thank you, by the way, you did a phenomenal job going through the presentation and explaining everything. Just to give you an idea of the different packages. So with your standard, you're going to be earning 0.59% daily. And then with the mega package, you're going to be earning 0.79%. And then with the VIP, you're earning 0.99%. Now, just to give you an idea, so for example, the first standard package, it goes from $50 all the way up to $4,999. Now, the mega, it starts out at $5,000. So just to show you a dollar difference, if you were able to come up with the $5,000 to invest, you're going to increase your earnings on a daily basis by $10. So right here, $29 a day compared to $39 a day. Now let's also do the comparison from the mega to the VIP. So for $9,999 with the mega package, you're going to be earning $79 in profit daily. Now let's bring the VIP down to the lowest level, which is $10,000 for your investment. You're going to be earning $99 a day. Now, if that's not just an added incentive just to be able to come up with an additional dollar, let's look at the total returns. For one additional dollar, you go from earning $28,000 a year to $36,000 a year. I mean, that's pretty powerful. And like Susan touched on, there's absolutely no other opportunity or banking center, savings account, retirement account where you're going to get that kind of return. And once again, like Susan was saying, the longevity of this company we feel is going to be very strong because they are trying to expand. They are having physical locations for a company. It's not just a XYZ place out in La La Land that doesn't exist. They have tangible assets that you can go and talk to people, touch people, and they have the owner or the owners of the company. It's public, and they show you the scanned documents, like she was saying. Susan, the question that I wanted to ask is, what are you currently doing? And I already know the answer to this question, but just for our audience, you're just like myself. We're team builders. We like sharing opportunities like this, and we like, helping other people have success online. What are you doing right now to market this opportunity or to be able to kind of grow your audience of people and build your team?
Well, the primary thing I'm doing is just for, sorry, I got a message at the same time. The primary thing I'm doing is that I'm promoting through Facebook and through social media strategies. So if anybody here happens to be, friends with me on Facebook or see any of my posts and they see me referring to cryptocurrency and some calls to action to talk with me about it and look at my plan, this is usually the one that I'm promoting first, even though I'm involved with all of them that you're talking about. And that's because I think of the ease, the simplicity for the investor and for, the price point of $50, not having to buy any extra licenses or anything like that or the software to get going. So I think it's a good starting place for people. And so that's why I do it mostly through social media strategies. But I am like you. So I'm also a marketer, internet marketer, where I use the funnels. I use the PLS funnels that we have. very powerful funnels, and I do both. So I do the social media strategies for free, and then I also slam traffic to those funnels, and combine. There's no reason why people would not be attracted to an opportunity like this once they want to make money. So both of them combined have been very powerful for me. That's how I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks. And I completely agree. There's always going to be two sides to really sharing an opportunity. There's the paid traffic side, which in my opinion is the only scalable means necessary. And when I say scalable, originally when we first started this call, we were talking about duplication and time freedom. Well, if you wind up leaving a job that you're in to start working a business online, and you put all this time in to be able to walk away from that job, well, if you don't have a way to be able to duplicate yourself and your results and your efforts, then really that isn't time freedom. And that's not it might be financial freedom, but it's not time freedom, because you have to be attached to that computer. And that's one of the terms that I like to call the new rat race. You wind up leaving your old rat race position to join the new rat race position. And what the best way to be able to scale your efforts without having to, talk to people all day long, and really be stuck to your computer, is what's called paid traffic. And what that means is, we can do another call with more specifics on how paid traffic works, but a lot of it is covered within our group and within a lot of the systems that we use. And it's very automated, to where you're basically buying leads and buying clicks to come look at your business opportunity. And you run them through what's called a sales funnel, and it does all the selling and telling for you. So you don't have to be, quote unquote, like a parrot and repeat the same things over and over again 100 plus times a day to new people that are looking at your opportunity. That's where the automation part comes in. And that's really powerful because that's where you can actually start to make money while you're sleeping, make money while you're, at the gym or at the beach, like I'm going to be later this afternoon, or, even on vacation with your family or spending time with your family. When you can make money without having to be right there putting in the work, that is powerful, and that is financial freedom. And that's really what we like to try to teach to our team and try to convey as best as possible. Now, what I'm going to actually do right now is I'm going to show you guys a couple, just two of the landing pages that we have that are centered around this opportunity, as well as another opportunity that we have within our system called Big Club Network. Now, this sales funnel is going to touch on both of these, so you have the ability to be able to, like we always say, slam traffic to it, but you also have the ability to do the free traffic method, where you're talking to people on Facebook. You're trying to get engagement with people whenever you're speaking with them. And anybody that winds up, curious or wants to know more about maybe a screenshot that you share or a business opportunity post that you make, you can send them through this same funnel. So that way you're also duplicating your efforts. You're allowing them to learn about the opportunity without you having to spend 45 minutes to an hour or whatnot. Or you're always able to invite them to the group or share one of these training calls that we like to do on a weekly basis. So real quick, let me get on here. So this is one of the lead capture pages and sales funnels for this funnel that I'm going to show you guys. And let me show you another one quick. And this is really cool. So on this one, it's going to say, leading industry expert reviews 2 crypto opportunities live. And once you sit on this page for a minute, it's actually going to do something pretty neat. It turns into a video in the background. And then if anybody tries to leave this page, you're going to get this pop-up says, hey, wait, don't go. As a special bonus, we want to share with you our proven underground method, a powerful shortcut to success. So, the effort and the time that has gone into these pages, being created for us and for our team, is absolutely amazing. And these are all done within Power Lead System. So what each one of these sales funnels is going to do is going to take the prospect or an individual that you're talking to about the business opportunity. It's going to share kind of a presentation about it. And then after the presentation, it's going to take them to a sign-up page where they're going to get signed up. In both of these opportunities, both Cryp Trade Capital and Big Club Network are both free programs to enroll in. So that makes it very easy. It's not stressful to have to automatically come out with a bunch of money before you even get signed up or they get a chance to look at whatever it is. And then on the back side of it, it's just a recommendation saying, hey, look, you can invest in both of these businesses without having to spend any of your own personal money. Or I'm sorry, without having to share the opportunity with anybody else. But if you do want to share the opportunity and you do want to duplicate the results that, or the sales funnel that you just went through, then you can get started and sign up with Power Lead System. And that's where all these sales funnels are created. And every single one of these pages, as they go through the process, when they get to the end, those links and those sign-up links are going to be coded to you specifically. So you're going to have people going through the same process. And then when they go to sign up, now they're on your team. And that's how the whole paid traffic portion works. So instead of having to go out and, get a programmer, spend time and money on graphics, and these sales funnels can range anywhere from $5,000 all the way up to $100,000. So instead of having to spend your own personal money and funds to get these things created, they're already created for you. So really all you have to do is sign up to be able to use the system, which is only $54 a month within Power Lead System. And you can get a shared code, and that shared code allows you to duplicate this exact same funnel like I was saying and have everything coded to you. Now, one of the other alternatives that I have available for anybody that's on my team is if you are in a position where either you don't like Power Lead System, you don't want to use Power Lead System, or you don't have the funds to be able to use Power Lead System, there is an alternative. And what that alternative is I'm going to show you right now. So it's called Cryptonaire. Now this system is entirely automated. You don't have to pay for it. All you have to do is literally be signed up directly under me. Now anybody that's on somebody else's team within Cryp Trade Capital, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Just kind of ignore this part of it. Because unfortunately the way that this system works is you have to be under certain people to be able to utilize it because of the money that goes into the upkeep of the system. It has autoresponders, the marketing pages, everything like that, but you don't have to pay anything for it. Now, one of the downsides of it is that you aren't actually capturing any of the leads. So if you are in the very beginning of starting out and you don't have an autoresponder, you don't understand email marketing, this might be a good alternative for you because you don't have to worry about sending out those emails or building your list. Although I recommend strongly the end goal, or one of the end goals as being a marketer, is you want to build your list. There's a saying, the money is in your list. The more people that you have to market to, or the more people you have to share your opportunity with, is really going to be what keeps you continuing to earn income. But like I said, this is just an option for individuals that are just getting started and they just want to throw traffic at it. They don't want to worry about sending out emails, or getting an autoresponder, or messing with lead capture pages or anything like that. As you sign up here, I'll just do. Let's see. I think I've already tested this. That's why. Yeah, I've already tested this with both my emails, so it's not going to work. But anyways, you guys can go check this system out. Just go to www.cryptonaire.co/JB marketing. You can create a free account and check it out. What it does is it actually walks you step by step through the entire setup process. And this system was created by a good buddy of mine, Ron Singh. And he takes you step by step with the presentation video, with how to fund and create a Bitcoin wallet if you've never done that, how to transfer funds, and then how to get your first investment started and all that. But within this system also, he has automated messaging, or an autoresponder set up where he sends out messages on your behalf with your link. So anybody that comes through this system, they're going to be coded to you. So as they go through the process, you'll get notifications saying, hey, you had somebody check out your system and you had somebody sign up. So reach out to them, blah, blah, blah. And there's also internal portions where you can purchase traffic from inside, and so on and so forth. So like I said, this system, it's not for everybody, but it is an option if you don't know marketing very well, you don't have an autoresponder, you don't want to pay all the extra fees to get your business started. This is an option, but maybe not the best for the long term, but that's for you to decide, not me. So going through both of those, this first one, like we were talking about, you're going to have 4 or 5 different lead capture pages, and it's going to go through both the Cryp Trade Capital opportunity as well as the Bit Club Network. Now, Bit Club Network, we have discussed on previous webinars and previous Sunday training events. That is our passive Bitcoin mining and other cryptocurrency or altcoin mining businesses. So that's pretty powerful too. And we're not going to touch on that today because, like I said, I try to alternate every week just to go over some different stuff for everybody in case anybody has any questions directly related to one business or another. But the other thing that I did want to touch on today is one of the first opportunities inside our, let's see here, cryptocurrency blitz system. So if this is your first time on this call, inside the file section inside the group, we'll have all the links to come back to here so you can see what programs we all have inside of our system. And it's iCoin Pro, which is first, which is the Bitcoin education platform or cryptocurrency education platform. Then we have USI Tech, that shows you how to multiply your Bitcoin. CTC, we just went over, thanks to Susan. She did a great job with that. And Bit Club Network, so that's going to be the Bitcoin mining facility or operation. Now, I always recommend whoever obviously invited you to this group or, got you hooked up on this call, get back to them, get back with your sponsor. We're big believers in ethical marketing. We don't want to take anybody's signups if they've been doing the work. We just want to try to educate everybody as best as possible and really share our plan and share what's working for a lot of people. So make sure you get back with whoever invited you on the call today. And, get their personal links for the system because everybody has the share code and their system set up to where that way it's coded to them. Now, to go back over iCoin Pro, so this is the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency education platform. Now, I'm not going to go in depth into each one of these training modules because then that goes into the actual training. And the company is pretty specific on not sharing any of that stuff unless you are an actual member. Now, to be a member, it's a one-time payment of $40 and $39 a month continuing on. But the best way that I can explain this is you have to look at it as you're investing in yourself. So it would be no different than if you were buying a book to try to learn something new, or if you're trying to attend a webinar to get some hands-on training with something. And also, it's kind of an asset protection, if you will, because imagine just starting online and you start seeing or you start researching different work from home opportunities or Bitcoin cryptocurrency, blah, 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 whatever. Or somebody starts pitching you and maybe they're a really good salesman, but maybe they're kind of a piece of crap and they're promoting a scam. You never know. But I would much rather invest $40 one time and $30 a month for at least a couple months so that way I can get an education and learn. Like here's some of the training modules. So how to buy your first Bitcoin. It talks about the kind of the birth of cryptocurrencies and blockchains, some common myths. What are the actual benefits of cryptocurrency, how cryptocurrency works, what's a wallet, how to acquire. You can learn about different altcoins, how to make money from cryptocurrencies, security, scams, ICOs. ICOs are the initial coin offerings, very similar to a stock or a company. Whenever they hit the market, that would be like an IPO, initial public offering. And then you get down into the advanced training modules. So then you're going to learn about mining, the blockchain technology, Ethereum, investing, lending, staking, Ethereum Classic. And then these are all the different hot cryptocurrencies that are going on right now. So Bitcoin, obviously, Ripple, Litecoin, NEM Dash, Stellar, Monero, Bitcoin, Augur, Golem, Dogecoin. And then the really powerful portion of this is the micro profit system. And one of the things that I want to show you guys is these are just some of the trades that I have learned, and I've never traded before ever in my life. So this was this is actually one of my new long-term investments that I've made, and I say that jokingly because I only probably put a couple dollars into this trade, but I wound up getting in right there, and then it wound up taking a downslide. but that's fine. I want to show you the transparency of trading. Most of the times, if you guys see anybody that shares Forex results or cryptocurrency trade results, it's all, sunshine, rainbows, and butterflies on their wall. There's no such thing as a losing day, and they've never lost money in their life. Well, that's complete bullshit. I want to tell you that first and foremost. There are going to be losing days. There are going to be days where you lose significantly, but that all comes with risk management and so on and so forth. It's actually taught within the system, the micro profit system. But this was actually my first trade. I was pretty impressed. I wound up, coming back with like a 3 or 4% profit that day. So, that was pretty good. And this is just following some of the strategies that are discussed within iCoin Pro. I know we do have one of the guys on the call, Dennis, right now. He's been following this system real well. So once I get done going through this, Dennis, if you don't mind, you can come out and you can talk about some of your results about the micro profit system as well. But really, in my opinion, iCoin Pro is one of those asset protections. And I said that in the beginning, and this is what I mean by that. So instead of going out and finding a Bitcoin program that you don't know is legit and you don't know what questions to ask or what to look for in investing, say, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, and you wind up losing your ass because either it's illegal and it gets shut down or the owners run with their money because it was a scam. Instead of having that problem, why would you not invest in education so you can learn obviously more about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency if you're not well versed, but then you can also protect yourself in the future and in the long run, and you can know how to spot those scams and be able to have a large community of people that are also involved in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency scene that you can ask questions to and use them as a sounding board. Or, hey, I found out about this XYZ business. Do you guys know anything about it? Oh, that's a scam. Or no, they're legit. Go ahead. I actually have a marketing system to go with it if you want to look at it. So, to be able to have that kind of community and those kind of resources available, that's pretty powerful. So once again, like I said, it's $40 one time and $39 a month. And, even if you wound up getting involved with this and only using it for a couple months at a time, that at least increases your knowledge that you can be able to use elsewhere, not only with the micro profit system and learning how to trade, because that is an actual asset and some knowledge that once you learn how to successfully trade, whether it's in the Forex markets or using cryptocurrency and using the micro profit system, that's completely independent of internet marketing or business or anything else. So you never have to worry about if a business is going to get shut down or if you're joining an illegal Ponzi scheme or anything like that, because you actually have a skill that you can use and go out and make money every day as long as you put in the work. So that's pretty powerful to me. Hey, Dennis, go ahead and come on out and, just talk about some of your experiences so far with, cryptocurrency trading and kind of the micro profit system. You don't need to go into details, with specifics of how that plan works, but just, what's your experience been so far and everything that you've learned?
Sure. Thanks, Jake. And thanks for giving me the opportunity. Susan, thanks for sharing CTC with us. As good as Jake is and all he's shared with us, you've provided another complete insight that is very valuable. What Jake has said about it's not always wine and roses in this trade environment is absolute truth. I can't tell you how many times I've followed very specifically the rules, the guidelines within MPS, only to have basically the bottom drop out from under a coin and spend days waiting for it to recover. I'm probably averaging 5 to 8% a day right now, but I'm retired. I'm sitting at home usually and able to track this on a daily basis. Yesterday was a phenomenal day. There was a real upswing in the market, and it was just one gain after another. Thursday, Friday, there was one coin. It started in the morning, and there was just one cycle after another we were able to capitalize, and you trade into it and sell out, trade into it, sell out. If you're following the guidelines set forth in MPS. Don't try to second guess it. Follow the rules. You're going to do all right. As Jake said, as I've experienced, there's going to be times when it doesn't go as you expect. Don't be afraid to hold it. I'm holding 2 coins right now for at least a week. And I got in them at a very high point. We had a couple days where the market just kept going down, down, and down. And I'm holding them. Like Jake says, I have an investment in these coins, and I'll wait them out. I'll wait till they come back up. Don't be in a hurry. Don't second guess yourself. Trust your training. Back at you, Jake. Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Awesome, Dennis. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. And I love having other people that are working this same system. Let me ask Dennis before you mute back out. Did you have any trading experience before this?
Not a fair trade. Not a fair question, Jake. I have some background in mutual funds, stocks, buying and selling, not necessarily trading in the environment, but I know the rules and regulations. I worked insurance for a while, which is very, very similar. So I have a pretty strong background in the concepts of trading. So it was easy for me to pick up. I've really enjoyed it. This has been a real pleasure, and it's fun to do, if I can use that term. It's not so much work for me as it's really a fun pastime. And it's a pastime that can be very, very profitable when it's managed correctly.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We'll go ahead and
Jake, could I just say something about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Dennis, first of all, I appreciate you sharing that with us. This is definitely something. I am part of iCoin Pro just for all the same reasons that Jake talked about. And I'm looking at that micro profit system, and it's definitely something that I want to learn more about, because I really feel, as much as I like the idea of being able to invest my money and have the professionals do the trading for me, it's definitely a skill that I want to learn and that I recommend that really anybody learn. And the way that this is broken down, it's simple for the everyday person to learn. And so I appreciate you sharing your insight on your experiences with it, because that just encourages me to go into that training again, listen to it a second time, and get started, because that's a skill that nobody will be able to take away from us once we understand it. And then we can really be in control. It's nice to have somebody doing it for us, but it's also nice to be able to control, and maybe even some days like you talked about yesterday, to be able to have some really good days and to be able to profit from that. So for that alone, just for the micro profit system alone, I am enjoying iCoin Pro and the possibilities there. And just learning that. But then there's so much more, and so much more coming with cryptocurrency that I just want to stay ahead of it, because that's how I'm gonna navigate it and always stay on top. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Susan. And keep in mind also is you don't need thousands of dollars to play in this. You can start at a very low initial investment, and as long as you are disciplined in your trade, and keep in mind that it's not all wine and roses, you're going to do okay. Don't be afraid to hold a coin, to hold a trade for however long it takes. Thank you.
That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
All right. So what we are going to do now is just kind of recap everything that we were talking about. And, I absolutely love that Susan and Dennis were on today and got to share some of their experience. But the main thing is, it's all about taking action. I can give you the keys to success, or Susan can, or Dennis can. And it doesn't really matter whose team you're on or how you found out about this training or our group or our videos. If you don't take action and you don't do anything with any of the knowledge that you have, is that really beneficial to you at all? So at this point in time, you need to get back with whoever invited you here, or if you're on my team or Susan's team or Dennis' team, whoever it is, and really just take action and dive into what it is that we're talking about. And the reason that we have multiple businesses inside of our system that we have created is called complete freedom. Because you're not going to get, everybody's not going to resonate exactly with every single business that you have inside of that system. There's some people that are going to be like, hey, I don't want to do anything with the mining, but I'm really interested in the passive income side of, like, say, USI Tech or Cryp Trade Capital. But I already have an education on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, so I don't really need that. And that's fine. You can piecemeal what you want and what interests you inside of our system. And one of the other benefits to having multiple programs like that, multiple effective, legit programs, are if anything was to happen with a business, then we can replace that and put something else in its place, and we can keep that wheel moving. And the reason that that's important is the entire reason for me personally that I got involved with online marketing or running an online business to begin with is there were so many outside circumstances that I couldn't control, like my wife losing her job, or layoffs from a company, or a company going bankrupt from mismanagement of funds. Those are all things that are outside of your control. So if you don't have a means to be able to replace your income by having multiple streams of income, then you are putting your fate, your financial freedom, your family's fate in somebody else's hands. And I refuse to do that anymore. So with the systems that we have created, we have allowed to mix and match kind of an a la carte multiple streams of income as you please. And kind of to touch a little bit more about what Dennis was talking about a second ago and kind of what I have done. You know, I have some cryptocurrencies that I purchased in likes of trying to trade them that didn't go well. And now they're what I call a long-term investment. And it's not only for hopes that it goes back up, but I mean, look at Bitcoin, 5-10 years ago. In like 2009, 2010, when it was around, you could buy a couple hundred Bitcoins for, less than $10. But if you're buying cryptocurrencies, or you're buying, say, gold and silver on a weekly or monthly basis, if you're doing all this kind of stuff on a monthly basis, you are building assets, and those assets are what create financial freedom. So that's another part of our system and our training that we try to teach you guys is you don't have to have $400,000 to be able to get involved in all this stuff like you would if you needed to go create or start a Subway franchise. That's just for the name or the brand. Literally, you can get started. Rob, one of our mentors and one of my business partners inside our system, he broke down the cost of every single business that we have in this program inside of our system. And I believe it was something like, for the minimum investment for every business that we have, it was like $829.75. I mean, where can you go create and start a business and start earning income from anywhere else? You can't. And if you're looking to earn an income online, but you're not willing to invest in anything, I hate to tell you, but that's not going to happen, because at the end of the day, this is a business. This isn't a job. You're not going to get paid just to show up. You get paid based on the work that you put into it. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. We appreciate you guys coming out on this wonderful training call. We've had some great guests on the panel. So if you're watching this on YouTube or wherever you're going, click the links below. Check out our system, get active, sign up and get involved in the group, and reach out to whoever invited you to watch this video in the first place, and we will see you guys on the other side. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.